concept that you share in the book is this idea of trust coming from above.
Yeah.
And Bob Chapman,
Yeah.
incredible human being.
Spectacular human being.
And I think I've read in the acknowledgements, someone you consider a mentor of yours.
I do. I have. He has become a friend, yes.
I was wondering if you could share a bit of his story for those who might not know of him.
Bob Chapman is the CEO of a company called Barry Waymiller. It's about a $2 billion company with about 7,000 employees. So it's not like, oh, it's 4 people and we all love each other like family. No, this has some scale and it's spread out across the nation. And Bob made a realization a bunch of years ago that every single person in his company is someone's son and someone's daughter. And they have given their son and daughter to him with the hope that their son and daughter will thrive and do well in the world. And he has a responsibility to take care of their sons and their daughters. And he realized this, and it completely and profoundly changed the way in which he ran his company, because he used to run his company like anybody used to run their company, by the numbers, and he saw people as a disposable resource. And this profoundly changed his point of view. And I think it really came to bear in 2008. We now live in a world in which the concept of layoffs has become so normal, we don't even perceive it as a bad thing. That's like being a functional alcoholic. Sure, you can get through the day. Doesn't mean you're healthy. Mass layoffs, in other words, using people to balance the books, did not exist as a standard business practice in the United States prior to the 1980s. Did not exist, right? Only as a last resort to save a dying company, maybe, right? But the way we use it now, like, we're going to send you home to tell your family that you can no longer provide for them because we missed our projections. That's nuts. So Bob, his company in 2008, and it's a large manufacturing company, good old-fashioned blue collar, right? And they lost 30% of their orders due to the 2008 stock market crash. And so not only did the business dry up, the pipeline dried up. And so the board got together. They needed to save $10 million. They could no longer afford their labor pool. And so, as is normal in this day and age, the board says, we need to have layoffs. And Bob refused, because Bob does not believe in head counts. Bob believes in heart counts. And it's very hard to simply reduce a heart count. And so instead what they implemented was a furlough program, where every single employee, regardless of their position in the company, had to take 4 weeks of unpaid vacation. They could take it whenever they wanted, and they did not have to take it consecutively. And it was how Bob announced the program that was equally as powerful. He said, it's better we should all suffer a little than any of us should have to suffer a lot. And morale went up. And as you would expect when a circle of safety like that is provided, the natural human reaction is not selfishness. The natural human reaction is to take care of each other. So behaviors started to show up that weren't part of the program that nobody predicted. People who could afford it more started trading with people who could afford it less. So someone would take 5 weeks so that someone else only had to take 3. And when the economy improved and business improved, everybody had remained. They repaid all the 401k that they had frozen, backpaid it. You cannot steal their employees. They are happy and fulfilled. I've met some of them. I've met people who come to tears talking about their jobs. It's amazing. It's amazing what he's built. And he wrote about his experience in his book, Everybody Matters, which really takes you through sort of the stuff he did. It's really remarkable.
You have another line in the book that really spoke to my heart. When we feel good when we look after other people, that's not an accident. And what I love about your work, and particularly about Leaders Eat Last, is my take is it feels like we are all designed to be leaders. You're not giving us a prescription. It's like, oh, I want you to go out and do this, this, and this, and then you're going to be a leader. And I was wondering if you could unpack a little bit more about the fact that we do feel really good when we look after people. And if we follow those instincts to take care of one another, natural outcome is